video is part one of two quick overview videos made to introduce you to the MAISA writing unit for first grade, and it's the first launching unit. So first, MAISA stands for Michigan Association of Intermediate School Administrators, and through collaboration across the state, the ISDs um, have authored and piloted and now have used teachers to create, try, improve, and learn about writing instruction. So this has been a very teacher-focused process. These videos are teacher-focused as well. So we are right now going to get to one specific unit, and then part two of this video, of these two videos, will be a first grade teacher talking really kind of teacher to teacher about how she would plan this unit and some tips that you would want to think about prior to and as you are teaching this first grade writing launching unit. So first step, we need to get to the units. We're going to Google three words: Oakland, Atlas, ATLAS, and Rubicon, RUBICON, or MAISA Atlas Rubicon, so MAISA Atlas Rubicon. And the only reason why I'm not choosing that right now is because currently units are being uploaded to the MAISA Atlas Rubicon, and I want to have the most current version to show you today. So I go to Oakland. There are two things I search. Now, if you're familiar with navigation, you can fast forward this part, but we want to search Common Core under the by school and for our grade level of the day, which is first grade, and then we browse. Three options will come up: mathematics, reading, and writing. We're going to click on writing today. And then we'll see one possible pacing of these resources. Now, districts have the autonomy and the responsibility to decide pacing for themselves. If you're using these MAISA units in tandem with other resources, that's excellent. So you might have previous resources that you're using. You might have newly purchased units of study that you might be using as well with this work, and all districts really should be thinking about pacing on their own. This is just one suggested method. Now, with these MAISA units, launching is first, and that would probably make sense for any pacing that's created. But again, we have multiple resources in our world for teaching around strong instructional writing pedagogy. So this isn't everything. All right, so we get to this launching the writing workshop unit, and we need to know that these units were built based on strong pedagogy around curricular design. So we always have essential understandings, overarching questions and enduring understandings from which the unit was created down to the learning target level. So that general overarching understanding work is described in a few different methods. One, a graphic organizer, and you can read through this graphic organizer as sentences to pretty much generally name this is what it's going to be about. So this small moment or launching unit is about lifting the readability and level of our students' writing work by organizing and extending through planning and rehearsing individually with partners. It's also about lifting the readability of the work by using the qualities of good writing in their personal narrative work. This unit is also about lifting the readability and level of the work by collaborating with partners to lift the quality of the piece along with the readability. So we know there are going to be sessions around the partnership work that happens in a real writing community. And finally, this unit will be about revising and editing to lift the level of their work and make it more readable. So a lot of tasks for our first graders here at the beginning of the year, and they are capable. Take a moment and pause this video and read through this unit abstract. This gives more detail and really, again, that teacher-to-teacher view of what is going to be taught. So if you've read through that, I really encourage you, as do other practicing teachers who are trying this work right now and who have piloted it, I really encourage you to have the high expectation of volume that is named here and of the work for your students, because so often they rise to those levels of expectation. And even if you read a unit overview like this and it feels ambitious, we really, teachers encourage you to really dive in with your kiddos. Okay, next we have our explicit Common Core state standards that are addressed in this unit. And again, like curricular backward design, we have key concepts that are essential for this work. We have the graphic organizer now written in essential questions that have focused the writing of this unit. There are intellectual processes that are important. And as teachers, we're modeling this consistently in order to expect this from our writing community. These links around the assessment tasks are very important resources that you will want to open and take a look at. Teachers are appreciating the level of detail and focus in these formative assessment packets. They're also feeling empowered because a lot of the work that's done and alluded to in these two links are things that teachers are already doing to differentiate their writing instruction. And then these resources come in and say, so now what are you going to do to use that information and change your instruction in the moment to best meet the needs of your students as they're presenting? So those two resources would be worth your time. They're also not kindergarten through second grade specific for the most part, so these would be great resources to be using at the district level. Finally, you have professional resources and a lesson sequence. So you can read through the teaching points right here from beginning to end and get a feel for the unit with a greater level of detail than the unit abstract. And we know that these teaching points are really effective learning targets, or could be a couple learning targets themselves. So when we think about writers, that the teaching point is today I'm going to teach you that writers gather ideas for their own small moment stories from mentor texts. We can turn this into I can statements. So I can gather ideas for my own stories from mentor texts. And then there are two important links at the bottom of this unit. One is a resources packet with many charts, student resources, very valuable link. And then we have our Launching the Writing Workshop lesson plans. And part 2, the next video, will be a first grade teacher talking through this resource and giving you the tips for effective implementation of this unit. Thank you.